Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you guys can hear me okay and everything looks good on the screen, y'all know what to do. Please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me or things are looking bad, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody that's in the building early. Shout out to my man Carlton Way. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to Jada Informant. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to Solis Muscle Pain. Make sure y'all throw some like enforcers in the chat or some thumbs up in the chat for Solis Muscle Pain for being a like enforcer. Shout out to my man DC Precise. Shout out to my man DJ Elmo. Shout out to Tedra. Make sure y'all show Tedra some love because we are going to talk about some of the stories that Tedra was so kind as to submit into the Discord, and also make sure you join the Discord as well by hitting that link that's pinned in the chat. All right. Shout out to my man AB Promotions. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to my man Vincent Harper. It's good to see you. Throw some flames in the chat for Untried Genius subscribing. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to my man Iron Will. All right. It is good to see everybody. All right. So we're going to get into some of these topics, man. This first thing that we're going to talk about, shout out to Jay. Jay put this in the Discord. Crazy situation. An individual was getting carjacked, and then it ended weird. So we're going to check this out and see exactly what happened.
Well, a brave 16-year-old is being called a hero after being shot while protecting his mother in a carjacking.
The suspect is in custody after police say he sent them on an hours-long chase. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle spoke to the family today and has that story from the Harris County Jail. Sherman.
Yeah, I spoke to the family, and this brave, impressive young man, Will Hammond, says that he didn't even think about it. He just did what he needed to do to protect his mom, and his family is glad that the suspected shooter and carjacker is caught and off the streets.
It went straight here and then came out my back.
16-year-old William Hammond shows us where he was shot.
But I do remember getting put on the stretcher, getting put into the van, and I blacked out.
It happened just seconds after he and his mother were closing up for the night at I Heart Mac and Cheese on Spencer Highway in Deer Park, where they both work. July 23rd video shows the moment a man armed with a gun runs up to Hammond's stepmom, Charlotte, telling her to get into the car. She closes the driver's seat door to protect her son.
I say, nah. I get out of the car with the glass bottle. I run around and I throw it at him. Tried to hit him. I missed him. He shot me in the chest.
Hammond takes off running. The gunman gets in the car and speeds off.
I also knew that since he let off that first shot, he needed to get up out of there real quick.
Hammond is seen returning and collapsing to the ground. A worker from the nearby sandwich shop came to his aid along with his stepmom. He was later taken by life flight to a nearby hospital.
He's just in my lap and I'm trying to keep him awake, and Riley's applying pressure and I'm begging God to take me, not him.
Dashcam video shows part of the hours-long chase the suspect sent police on, traveling from Deer Park to Southwest Houston at a high speed. Police say the suspect, 28-year-old Matthew Hubbard, was caught after he crashed the stolen.
Now, y'all see that? Now, gotta go in. They more than halfway through this video, about 75% through the video. And this is the first that they showed of this individual here, Matthew Hubbard. Let me ask y'all this question. Why y'all think that is? And you see what's going on here. How many people heard about this story? Possibly mainstream media exposure. Anybody? This is what they do. That's why these are the stories that the news, your coworkers, and your neighbors, they don't like. You know what I'm saying?
After he crashed the stolen vehicle on Creek Bend Drive. He faces multiple aggravated assault, robbery, and evading arrest charges. Charlotte's glad the alleged shooter is in custody, but even happier that her son is alive to tell the story.
If he wasn't there, I wouldn't be here. And he said he did it because he was thinking about Audrey and my son Max and his dad and how they needed me.
It's the Lord.
Think so?
Yeah, without a doubt. I know it is. I know it.
Impressive kid. Miraculous recovery, too, by the way. So Matthew Hubbard, the suspect in this case, according to court documents, has a lengthy, violent criminal history.
So you hear what they said. The suspect got a lengthy, violent criminal history. If you guys are surprised and it's shocking that old boy has a violent, lengthy criminal history, give me a thumbs up. If you're not surprised by that and you kind of figured that he did, then give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody that's watching. I really appreciate you guys. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell and subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, subscribe to the channel, and share the stream to your social media.
He's here at the Harris County Jail tonight on a $2 million bond. Reporting from downtown Sherman DeSalle, Fox 26 News.
All right, so there's that. All right, so next we got a wild situation. I don't know what's going on. We gotta ask people. We gotta ask people, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? This went down in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Memphis is wild. Memphis don't really get a lot of attention. People don't really say too much about Memphis. Man, listen, it goes down in Memphis, and it goes down in this video. I'm going to tell people something, man, and y'all could let me know if y'all agree, or y'all could let me know if y'all disagree. But I'm going to tell y'all this. Don't never go to no shady motel by yourself. Shout out to the specialist. What's good with it, bro? How many people have ever been to a shady motel or been in a situation where you know what I'm saying, might have gotten lured to a shady hotel? I'm going to tell you, if you survived, if you made it, congratulations. I'm glad you're here in the chat. But that is something that you really, really want to avoid. And this is a perfect example of why.
On camera, video shows two men robbed at gunpoint at a hotel in Northeast Memphis. Police tell us this happened just after 9 Saturday night. And tonight, police are still searching for the three men involved. Fox 13 Sierra Jordan breaks down the armed robbery. She has the latest information.
Two young men came here to Hotel Lee for a party, but that party turned into a robbery after they were held at gunpoint, and it was all caught on camera.
I couldn't even imagine that like that. That's why I don't go to hotels, babe. I got my house.
Take a look at the security video. Police say three women invited two men into a room for a party.
Look, I'm not mad at the logic. I don't go to no hotels, baby. That's why I got a house. Hey, I feel that. I know exactly what she means.
On camera.
I couldn't even imagine that like that. That's why I don't go to hotels, babe. I got my house.
Take a look at the security video. Police say three women invited two men into a room for a party at Hotel Elite on Summer Avenue. You see the group walking inside the hotel room. Then three armed men come in, and police say threatened to kill other men. Seconds later, one of the—
Now let me ask y'all this question. You see how they weren't paying attention to their surroundings. I don't know, maybe they had gotten robbed already and they kind of knew the dude was behind them and he just kind of ran up on him being aggressive or whatnot. But let me ask y'all this question. Do y'all think that this could have possibly been a setup? If y'all think that there's a possibility that this could have been a setup, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that this was a setup and that, you know, this kind of just randomly happened, then give me a thumbs down. I don't think this randomly happened. You know what I'm saying? Call it what you might. I think there was a setup. I think it was some shade involved in this.
You see the group walking inside the hotel room. Then three armed men come in, and police say threatened to kill other men. Seconds later, one of the women starts recording the men getting robbed.
Yeah,
People, they should not, use guns.
iPhones.
There you go. They went in with the women, and then boom, it's funny. So yeah, this is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying. There it is, right there. There it is. There it is.
Avenue. You see the group walking inside the hotel room. Then three armed men come in, and police say threatened to kill other men. Seconds later, one of the women starts recording the men getting robbed.
People, they should not, use guns.
iPhones, Apple Watches, and shoes were stolen from both victims.
You can't walk around being safe. Like, you have to have a gun. Mm-hmm. And if they see you without it, they look at you like a target.
We went to the hotel's management office for answers on their security policy. We spoke to the manager on the phone.
I was off. It was on Saturday. You would have to speak with my boss about that, not me.
We spoke to a woman staying at the hotel about her concerns.
She had an attitude. Could y'all hear? Could y'all hear the attitude through the phone? You would have to speak to my boss about that, not me. Listen to that.
You would have to speak with my boss about that, not me.
We spoke to a woman staying at the hotel about her concerns with security. She did not want to be on camera to protect her identity.
They have security here at night, though. But that's the thing. I don't like half the time they're here, half the time they're not. And this gate right there is broken. It's trash.
We've reached out to Memphis police for an update on the robbery. They say they have no suspects in custody, but the investigation continues. If you have any information related to what happened here, reach out to Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. In Memphis, Sierra Jordan, Fox 13 News.
Now, let me ask y'all this question. How many of y'all think that this is going to get solved? If y'all think that this crime is going to get solved, give me a thumbs up. If y'all think that it's not going to get solved, give me a thumbs down. This kind of stuff happen all the time. A lot of times, like around where I'm from, this kind of stuff happened. The person end up not, you know what I'm saying, getting unalived. They never even solve it. They never even solve it. This kind of thing would be a cold case forever. Shout out to DJ Elmo. DJ Elmo says, in the UK, this type of crime is called a honey trap, where women lure men using social media. Yeah, man. This is like Stick Up Kid 2.0. You know what I'm saying? People got to be real careful with this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, speaking of the UK, shout out to my man, DJ Elmo. Speaking of the UK, there was a situation in the UK. There was a individual, a woman, who was involved in the British Army. And according to her, there was some racism that took place. Shout out to my man, Kirk. Facts. Ninjas get robbed every day, B. Facts. They'd be all right. You know what I'm saying? Then tear that corn chip up.
The British Army has admitted that a black soldier who fronted several recruitment campaigns had to work in an unacceptable environment where she experienced sexist and racist harassment.
Now, why does this always happen? Now, you see it like this individual here was a person that helped with the campaign and, you know what I'm saying, helping with the recruitment and being a good soldier. And then look at this. They had him working in horrible conditions, had him working in terrible conditions, hit her with the racism, hit her with the sexism. Why y'all think they did this?
As well as apologizing, the Army has paid the soldier a substantial financial sum. Kerry Ann Knight, who left the Army this year, has been talking for the first time to our defence correspondent, Jonathan Beale.
Yeah. That's the section I was in. Yeah, you spot me?
I can spot you.
Yeah.
Kerry Ann Knight always knew she'd stand out in an army struggling to recruit both women and ethnic minorities.
Now, now let me ask you guys this. The army here struggling to recruit women and ethnic minorities. Now, if you ask me, if this was me, hey, too bad. I'm going to just let you hang. Why? Because you're looking for quote unquote particular groups. The majority group is going to sit around with the wind up in their back, head spinning around, constantly repeating DEI. So since you want to do that and you want to carry yourself like that, then don't worry about my DEI contribution to your military, which could possibly get me injured or deleted. Y'all can go ahead and do it on your own. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Also, anytime there's this type of issue, right? Because I've worked at places where it's all white people, or I've worked at places where it's all other groups of people and there's no black people. And I've been cool. I haven't had an issue. You know what I'm saying? Why am I saying that? Am I saying that to say, oh, well, you know, that means that the R word don't exist? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that in many cases, if there is a problem recruiting women or minorities, that must mean that the environment that they're working in is horrible, and the people who are in that environment are actively attempting to bully people and keep them out, which is why nobody wants to work there in the first place. So in many cases, what these people don't have sense enough to do is they don't have sense enough to look at the retention and say, well, why can't we retain anybody that's black? Why can't we retain anybody that's a woman? Why can't we retain anybody that's part of one of these quote unquote marginalized groups? Probably because the majority group is acting like a bunch of morons and don't nobody had time for that. So they end up quitting, or they end up leaving, or they end up saying, you know what, I'm gonna try to find something else to do. But they never look at it like that. They just keep on and trying to push through. And then next thing you know, you find yourself on an expose. Now you're getting reacted to on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Cameron. Cameron said those people are still loyal to their true nationalities. Yeah, I agree. Shout out to DJ Elmo. DJ Elmo says she is lucky to be alive because some soldiers are deleted while in army barracks under mysterious circumstances. Yeah, facts. Absolutely. Or, you know, it'll happen like, you know, during the training, they'll act like there was some type of accident. Absolutely. And the reason why they do that is because they know that they'll try to do that nonsense. They'll try to do that nonsense and run that game. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll be able to get away with it because everybody will automatically get on the, well, we don't know what happened, and this individual must have had some type of psychological disorder and went on ahead and deleted themselves. We've seen them do it multiple times. Shout out to Lewis. What's good with it? You know what I'm saying?
Were you the only black person in
Yeah, I was the only a black female.
But she joined full of hope, assuming racism had long been stamped out.
Now, here you got to always see, this is what I'm saying about this naive stuff. This is what I'm saying about the naive stuff. If you're, like I said, if you're dealing with other people who are not, you know what I'm saying, the R word, once you get among those people, you're not going to deal with that. You might deal with like little inconveniences, or you might deal with like some cultural conflicts, or like people not understanding something, but it's not going to be intolerable. You'll be fine. If those people are acting like a repellent and they can't keep anybody, and you're going into a place where they are not able to keep people, because like I said, there's been places you go there and it'll be one black person and they've been there for like 30 years working amongst everybody and everything fine. But you go to a place where there's virtually none and you can't keep anybody there and not expect any of this type of treatment. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? That's not the best situational awareness. It's not the best situational awareness. If you ask me, if she was going to do this, she should have came into this knowing exactly what she was about to run into. Because the thing is that she ran right into the reason why there's nobody else there. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. Especially in a situation where it's completely segregated. Right, facts, Tedra. You already going to a place where it's completely segregated. Why would you think that nothing was wrong? It don't make any sense. Shout out to Iron Will. Iron Will said the Army in America is notorious for SAing women and deleting them, particularly Fort Hood. Wow, that's just off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you guys agree with Lewis, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Lewis says, as long as them folks are here, the R is live and maintained. Yeah, clearly. More than one case of it per day. Easily provable. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everybody that's in here. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to my man Senpai. What's good with you, bro? If y'all haven't hit that like button yet, take a moment, hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't shared the stream, please take a moment, share the stream to your social media. Also, if you're not subscribed over on Twitch or over on Rumble, take a moment and do that, because y'all know how it go. If the yellow dollar sign the video, that bad boy is on members only, but it's available to watch on Rumble or on Kick. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you guys hit that Discord link and join the Discord, because we have a good time in there.
No.
But she joined full of hope.
Shout out to Tammy. What's good with it, Tammy?
Racism had long been stamped out.
For some reason, I thought someone in uniform was going to be professional, and I was very excited to be a part of that and just create.
Half the time, them people that wear those uniforms are not even qualified, yet you expected them to be professional. That uniform, if you ask me, is no different than a costume. How many people would agree that the uniform in most cases is a costume? It is not indicative of professionalism at all. The way that a person presents themselves and the way that the person moves is indicative of professionalism, not just simply a costume that they have on. A costume they have on could be hiding something ugly underneath. You know what I'm saying? And right, shout out to Kirk. Kirk says, expect the R word from a WS country. They never do, Rob. They never do. Yeah. And that's what a lot of these situations, especially a lot of these situations that we see when we talking about them folks over there, that's what be happening. Just very low situational awareness. You know what I'm saying?
In uniform was going to be professional, and I was very excited to be a part of that and just creating my own family within the Army.
Kerry Ann became a face for Army recruitment. She knew why the Army wanted to appeal to the groups she represented. But she also became a target for abuse.
I was extremely shocked because I really didn't experience such deep levels of racism. Yeah, I had to learn the hard way in the army.
She had to learn the hard way. Now, here go the thing, right? A lot of these people, if you ask me, a lot of these people, they be in dissociate syndrome. So for one, they don't even recognize when they're dealing with racism. And when they're dealing with racism, for the most part, they block it out. So she's probably saying, I never had to deal with this. I never had to deal with this. She probably had to deal with this every day and just literally just blocked it out to try to whatever. I don't know, make herself, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that people have a right to be, you know, racist toward them, and they don't. Nobody has a right to be racist towards you. But to make people not comfortable, you know what I'm saying? People they don't be wanting to make people uncomfortable. So they'll just let this ride. Shout out to Kiko. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, exactly. If y'all agree with Kiko, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. So they put her on displaying and abuse her at the same time. Right. And absolutely. Shout out to Iron Will. I agree. She's very pretty. That'll make her a target. Absolutely. Make her a target for the most disgusting type of disrespect. They'll be disrespecting her, you know what I'm saying, in a perverted way and mixing that disgusted, perverted type of abuse with the racism. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't disagree with that. Shout out to Patrick. Patrick says W's are the most race conscious people on the planet. I would maybe not say that they're the most race conscious, but I would say, like they try to say about us, the most quote unquote race obsessed. I would say that they're the most quote unquote race obsessed and race prioritizing. Not so much conscious. You know what I'm saying? I think that if they were conscious, then they really wouldn't have to be doing things like making fictions of Tarzan and, you know what I'm saying, British Cleopatra. You know what I'm saying? And everywhere they go, like, you know, defacing monoliths. You know what I'm saying? I don't, if they were more race conscious, I think that they would be more proud, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, of the things that they did and not so much intimidated by when they come around things that they're not familiar with. So they have to destroy it. You know what I'm saying?
It got worse when she became an instructor at Harrogate. It's where the army trains junior soldiers from the age of 16. It's controversial, not least because in the past there have been allegations of bullying. Kerry-Ann says she witnessed it, but she too suffered at the hands of her fellow white male instructors.
They'd pile everything daily on my desk, so just to show me that I'm not welcomed. And I remember one day they took a photo of me just standing at that desk, looking slightly broken, just having to sort out that rubbish before I can use my desk. They'd have Django Unchained.
So you see that? Like, I mean, just, you know what I'm saying? Just being corny, just being clowns, ganging up. And again, like, you know what I'm saying? Ganging up on this woman. This is a woman and there's a bunch of dudes ganging up on her. You know what I'm saying?
Playing. They would repeat the most, say, racist lines, and then they'd chuckle. They spoke outright in the office about lynching me simply because I'd put in a complaint, and it was suggested for me to be tar and feathered.
Rather than root out the racism, she says the army closed ranks to protect the organization.
Now we hear about this happening all the time, right? And again, anytime we hear this about this kind of thing happening, there's people that's out there, they try to gaslight the situation and try to sit there and say that this doesn't happen. But we got video after video, receipt after receipt, article after article, testimony after testimony. So now what this basically means, right? And what, if you ask me, what is most effective if we take it as, is that we have to stop asking, you know what I'm saying, why this stuff is quote unquote happening. And we got to just understand it's happening because this is a method of control. This is a method of containment. This is a method of organization, you know what I'm saying, and power rationing. And that's one of the reasons why it happens. So to break that up and to stop that, we have to be resistant to it and we have to dilute it and weaken it. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down.
when they tried to paint out as if I was a aggressive black woman, that was extremely tough. If it wasn't for those individuals who supported me, whether secretly or publicly, yeah, I would have been broken.
Earlier this year, she took her case to an employment tribunal. The army contested it, but as the evidence mounted, it issued an apology. It accepted.
Now, what's supposed to after they first lied about it, they tried to get away with it. They tried to get this thrown out. Now, after you sat up here and lied about it, and then you think that everything is going to be fixed and forgiven by simply just issuing or offering an apology. Let me ask you guys this. How many of you all would be willing to accept this apology and everything would be cool and we just go about your business? If you were cool with this and willing to accept your apology, you know what I'm saying? Move on to the next item, then give me a thumbs up. If you're not accepting this, you know what I'm saying? We about to take this all the way. We about to make them pay. We about to get a settlement or something. Then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Deneen. What's good with it, Deneen?
Accepted Mrs. Knight had to work in an environment where she experienced racist and sexist harassment. It admitted the army failed her. In a separate statement, the MOD said it had settled the claim with no admission of liability.
So they saying that the army failed her. Nah, if you ask me, the army did what it does. It protected the people that it was created to protect. You know what I'm saying? All the way to the point where they settled the claim with no admission of liability. So what do that mean if they settled the claim with no admission of liability? What do that mean?
I would never encourage a woman, especially of color, to join the army, because it's not going to benefit your life in the long run.
Kerry Ann's image was used to promote a positive image of the army, that it's inclusive and welcome to all. But her harrowing experience tells a very different story.
So as you guys can see, they used her as a mascot. They used her as a mascot. And the very thing that they was using her as a mascot for, she wasn't able to even benefit from any basic respect in those terms. You know what I'm saying? Pretty sad situation. You know what I'm saying? Pretty sad situation. Shout out to Tedra. Make sure you guys throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Tedra. This story is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Like this is mess and nonsense you will only see in certain places in the United States. Mess and nonsense that you will only see in the United States. Now look at this. Woman arrested after allegedly drowning her roommate's pet spider in ginger ale. She was arrested for this. You know what I'm saying? Drowning the pet spider in ginger ale. I don't know what happened after the arrest. I don't you know what I'm saying? So this happened in Florida. A woman in Florida was arrested after she allegedly deleted her roommate's pet spider, according to authorities. On July 15th, the roommate came home to discover that her pet spider was missing from its enclosure. WJHG reported. After that, the roommate reached out to 43-year-old Lena Rasmussen about the tiny creature. Rasmussen allegedly admitted to officials that she had drowned the pet jumping spider in ginger ale. Now, she had a jumping spider, right? She didn't buy this from no pet store because they don't sell no jumping spiders at pet stores. You got to catch one of them things. And they tiny. They are small. Like, I don't know, like jumping spiders are little furry spiders that like you might see outside and like they kind of jump. They real small. Shout out to Vincent. Vincent said, hopefully at least she used Vernors. Bro, if she used, I feel sorry for the spider if she used Vernors. I feel bad for the spider if she used Vernors. Look at this serial stabbing dude. Hold on real quick. We're going to have to We might have to go and look at this real quick. No, actually, we ain't about to look at that. We ain't about to look at that. At this time, the motive for the spider's death is unknown. Rasmussen faces a misdemeanor animal cruelty charge over the death of the $70 pet, as well as petty theft. It was $70? I want to see the receipts on that. Why did this even make the news? Wherever they at, it must be boring. You know what I'm saying? Wherever they at, it must be boring. Because why would they put that in the news? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and shout out to Rachel Dolezal's potato salad. They don't sell jumping spiders. Yeah, I never heard it. I never heard of that. You know what I'm saying? I never heard of them. I never heard of those jumping spiders being sold. I couldn't even imagine. I don't, if they had like a big jumping spider that was big enough to be sold at a pet store, who would even want that thing? You know what I'm saying? Who would want that? Now, how many people heard about this? This is kind of an old situation here. I seen it reported a couple different places. There was a situation where there was a judge who was a bigot, and she threatened to delete some kids, some, of course, black kids, and she came at him with some racial slurs, talking crazy. So we're going to try to get this to play real quick. Let's see. Hold on. My computer acting a fool. Let's see. Yeah, y'all see that? Computer acting a fool.
Have you ever wanted more for less?
There we go. All right. 2, 3, 1. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's skip that bad boy.
Tonight, Ace.
All right. Yeah, we about to do like this. Boom, boom. Let's see. Boom, boom. Put it on a little bit better setting. All right. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. We in there now. All right, let's get it.
State suspended, facing removal.
All right, go ahead.
Tonight, a state Supreme Court justice suspended, facing removal from the bench after threatening to shoot.
It's the video. It happened at a house party near Utica in the summer of 2022.
Now, if she's moving like this, can you imagine how she behaved? And can you imagine how biased that she was? Can you imagine how biased that she was to the court? What they need to do is, after they got her on video doing this, they need to go back and look at every case that she presided over and either throw it out or completely reevaluate it to make sure that there was no implicit bias in those cases. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and this was 2 years ago. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Shout out to Cameron. Yeah, this was 2 years ago. How many people had heard about this before this year? If you had heard about this before this year, give me a thumbs up. If you guys had not heard about this before this year, then give me a thumbs down. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's in here. I really appreciate you guys. If you all have not hit that like button yet, please take a moment, hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit that bell yet, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media.
Body cam video, the stuff you're seeing right here, and report findings from the incident just now being released.
This week, the Commission on Judicial Conduct calling the judge's actions racially offensive, saying she can no longer serve as a fair and impartial judge.
Or they'll be shot on the property.
Well, I'm just thinking everything.
So, like, to me, like, okay, once you've made that determination, now you've made the determination that based on her behavior, she can't operate as a fair and impartial judge. Now we got to go back and look at everything she did while she was a judge and make sure that she was being fair and impartial. More than likely, she wasn't. Because more than likely, she would be acting like this. Because the only reason we know that she's acting like this is because she got caught. Right? Shout out to my man, John Guillory. Make sure y'all throw some thumbs up in the chat and some flames in the chat for John being a like enforcer. We got 40 people live. And we got 35 likes. Let's get the likes up. Yeah, if you guys can smash that like button, try to get them likes up to 70. Let's get it.
Offensive, saying she can no longer serve as a fair and impartial judge.
Or they'll be shot on the property.
Well, I'm just every day.
I'll shoot them on the property.
Every day.
New video just released capturing State Supreme Court Justice Aaron Gall threatening to shoot a group of black teenagers.
They'll be shot on the property.
Well, I'm just letting you know that that's
Because
the best case
when they
scenario.
trespass, you can shoot them on the property.
Now, the thing is that she's sitting here saying all this nonsense, but as you guys will see later on in the story, you know what I'm saying? As you will see later on in the story, they weren't even trespassing. They weren't even trespassing. So basically what she wanted to do is she just wanted to come up with a scenario, create a scenario, and then basically try to justify whatever action that she took by just saying, oh, well, you know, they were out of pocket and out of place. You know what I'm saying?
Just come here and just no. I'm just saying every day.
I'll shoot them on the property.
No.
The judge was at a high school graduation party at her friend's house when authorities say there was an argument between invited and uninvited guests. A group of black teenagers who received a text invite to the party with the address then arrived, and a fight broke out shortly after.
Kind of split open pretty far.
Yeah, I've been telling him since I got eyes on him that he needs to go get checked out.
He was definitely hitting something.
During the scuffle, the teens lost the keys to their car and couldn't leave the neighborhood, appearing to upset Gall, who wanted the children to leave, but refused to turn over their car keys if she found them.
If the key turns up,
We're absolutely going to throw it in the toilet. You're welcome.
Well, I mean, there you go. So you want them gone, but if you find the key, then you're going to throw it in the toilet. So to me, if we're hearing that, it should just be safe to make the assumption, well, who's to say that you didn't find it and throw it in the toilet already? Shout out to Carla. What's good with it, Carla? Would you guys agree? How do we know that you didn't find it and just throw it in the toilet already? You know what I mean?
If she found them.
if the key turns up,
We're absolutely going to throw it in the toilet.
Shout out to Val. What's good with it, Val?
somebody's sister's coming to pick them up and get them out of here, and I'm going to get his information. And if we find the keys,
cop car,
if I
let him
find
wait
the
there.
keys-
5 law enforcement agencies arrived on the scene during the more than hour-long ordeal, during which the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct said the judge repeatedly invoked her judicial office.
And that's Judge Gall. I'm a judge. I'm telling you, get off the
Now, I want you guys to pay very close attention. Do you guys see how when it comes to like these type of situations, a lot of times these people always lead with the title that they never earned? They always lead with the title that they didn't earn, or they always lead with the title that they was given as a handout. Now, my question for you guys is we got to understand like the motivations behind a lot of this. We got to understand how to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? How to break it down and, you know what I'm saying, be able to like navigate through this. Now, here go my question. What's the point of them aggressively leading with the title that they didn't earn? It got to be something to that, right? It got to be something to that. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with you, bro?
Dude, go in at the car.
I'm a Supreme Court judge.
I know.
I'm
Judge.
sitting here.
Threatened gun violence.
I'll shoot them on the
No,
property.
no.
If I have to clear it out, I will.
And both criticized and pledged favor treatment for the police.
Did y'all, I mean, like, you hear how aggressive, aggressive and masculine, aggressive, threatening, and masculine. You know what I'm saying?
An hour-long ordeal, during which the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct said the judge repeatedly invoked her judicial office.
And that's Judge Gall. I'm a judge. I'm telling you, get off the
Dude, go in at the car.
I'm a Supreme Court judge.
I know,
I'm
Judge.
sitting here.
Threatened gun violence.
I'll shoot them on the
No,
property.
no.
If I have to clear it out, I will.
And both criticized and pledged favor treatment for the police.
The good part is, I'm always on your side. You know I'd take anyone down for you guys.
So if you have her saying this on camera and she's ever dealt with any type of police misconduct case, or, you know what I'm saying, any type of police officer involved in a crime or any issue, clearly this right here is evidence that she has some form of implicit bias, and she does not need to be presiding over any cases anymore. That to me is what this proves. There's nothing else that needs to be shown. This right here is enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't need to. There's nothing else that needs to be proven. We got it all. We got everything that we need right here. That's it. We good.
You know that. You know that. You know I am on your side.
Video also captures the judge making comments about the black teen's intelligence levels.
They don't look like they're that smart.
There you go. Now, you know, white people love to say that kind of stuff because clearly, you know what I'm saying, what you look like determines your IQ. At least to them. They got entire books about their theories about it. You know what I'm saying? From The Downfall of Man by Charles Darwin to the bell curve. Right? So now, does she judge people by how they look while she's in court? What she's showing here is that she has built-in prejudgments. That is something that's supposed to disqualify you when you are supposed to be making objective observations. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Also captures the judge making comments about the black teen's intelligence levels.
They don't look like they're that smart, honestly. They're not going to business school, that's fine.
And praising her son for beating up partygoers, among other comments.
He put a smack down once he got hit.
I didn't say it was one-sided.
The commission now calling for the judge.
And he actually probably didn't get a smackdown. He probably actually got smacked down. Is probably what happened, because that's probably why mommy is so upset. Mommy's probably so upset because, you know what I'm saying, little Nathan Pooh got beat up. Because if you were handling your business, you know what I'm saying, it's not really that urgent or that big of a deal. Nobody's going to be handling their business and then run and go get a gun. Like, that's not how that works at all. You know what I'm saying? Usually that kind of thing happens when your pride or your ego has been damaged. Usually by, you know what I'm saying, getting knocked around a little bit. Shout out to Tark. What's good with it? You know what I mean?
To be removed from the bench. The commission administrator telling CBS 6 it is utterly unacceptable for a judge to threaten gun violence, exhibit racial prejudice, promise favorable treatment for the police, or disparage a law intended to keep guns away from dangerous people. Any one of these things would undermine public confidence in the administration of justice.
So then you got to ask the question, well, I hear you, right? Like, I hear this dude saying this. How'd she get hired then? You know what I'm saying? So, like, you remember, like, you just because you say these kind of things, just because you make these kind of statements, it doesn't absolve you of anything. Because, like, okay, I hear you, right? I hear you talking about the criteria. I'm hearing the criteria. Now you got all these criteria. How you end up getting this person? And how did they stay on for so long? How'd that happen? Let me know what y'all think.
All this and more was committed by one judge, disqualifies her from further service on the bench. Now, Gall's attorney did provide a statement in a brief released by the commission saying the judge was in shock at the time, saying the incident triggered a trauma response to her own assault in the 90s. The judge saying in part, I was acting as a mom who just witnessed something awful. I wasn't acting appropriately or thinking the right way.
There was nothing that, like, what was awful that happened to you? Nothing even happened to you. So, like, you react awful. So when you see something awful, you react by saying, I'm not going to give the keys back. That's one of the things that you do when something awful happens, is that you don't give people their keys back. Like, I don't understand. Probably because I don't look very smart.
She also says she attended counseling following this incident.
What kind of counseling? Now, somebody else had got some counseling for racism, wasn't it? What was it? Ryan Garcia? It was right on this channel. Yeah, Ryan Garcia, we talked about that he got some counseling for racism. What is this counseling that these people get for racism? And here goes my question. Why doesn't it ever work? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you why it don't work. Go take a dog to counseling for being a dog and see if that works. You know what I'm saying? Go take a dog for some counseling about barking and see what ends up happening. You know what I'm saying? See what ends up happening. All right, so now what we about to do is we about to talk about this individual up in Chicago that accused the police of attacking him at Village Hall. Now, I wonder what happened here. Things they've been kind of heated. It get kind of heated up there in Illinois, especially dealing with the migrant crisis. You know what I'm saying? So they might have had some type of heated town hall meeting or something like that. Or, Tiffany Henyard is up there in Illinois. It might have been something wild going on with that situation, but we're going to see why the police allegedly attacked this dude.
An update to a story we were the first to bring you about the turmoil brewing in the south suburbs where the Robbins police chief abruptly resigned amid claims he assaulted a man in Village Hall.
That man sat down exclusively with our own Andrew Ramos to tell him.
Now here go my question. Wait a minute. Now we got a problem. Why did the police officer, why did he resign? Why did homeboy resign? Uh-oh. Here come the hammer. That's what's about to happen. Here come the hammer. Why did he resign? People don't usually resign if they're not guilty, do they? Usually if people not, even sometimes when people are guilty, they'll still stay working there, especially like if they like their job or something. Man, they're going to stay there as long as they can. Most cases, if you're not guilty, you know what I'm saying? If you're not guilty, you know what I'm saying? People don't usually run off like that. Shout out to Dwayne. What's good with it, bro?
his story for the very first time.
I didn't know. I started thinking about all type of stuff like George Floyd. I just started thinking about it. Every mind was just racing.
His followers know him as Tyrant Terminator Audits on YouTube, and because of what happened to him, we're only going to use his first name, James.
So this dude is a YouTuber, Tyrant Terminator Audits. We're gonna have to check him out. Tyrant Terminator Audits. Anybody subscribe to that channel? On the replay, if y'all watching, let us know if you subscribe to the channel. Anybody in here subscribe to his YouTube channel? Y'all ever seen him before?
He says he's still coping with trauma.
How you doing, officer?
Good, how you doing?
Pretty good.
It's an exchange James has had countless times.
You cannot videotape Cook County
where he films interactions with officers
You're not arrested, but you can't stay here all day.
and other public employees in government buildings. A form of activism is called an audit, all to test whether First Amendment rights are respected. On July 1st, a visit to Robbins Village Hall, he says, spiraled out of control when he came face to face with former acting police chief Carl Scott.
He pulled out his personal phone. He started recording me, and I told him that I was going to get a FOIA for that video that he was making, and I was there to, file a complaint.
A FOIA is a Freedom of Information Act request, a form requesting records from a public agency, and that complaint is for what James says was over his first visit to Village Hall back in March, when he first met Scott. That encounter captured on video.
Okay, right now you have to leave.
It ended in an arrest where James was charged with disorderly conduct and breach of peace, both charges later dismissed. His return to Village Hall started out.
Now that don't look good. That don't look good if the charges got dismissed. I think the police might have got caught slipping. How many of y'all think that the police got caught slipping? If y'all think the police got caught slipping, give me a thumbs up. If y'all think that they didn't get caught slipping, give me a thumbs down.
Out like they all do on a cell phone. But this time around, James said things took a very scary turn when the acting chief did not let him leave. Now, footage of that encounter unclear because his phone was taken from him.
He started to ask me for my personal information, like my name and stuff, and where's your ID.
As he is escorted to a back room, James says Chief Scott smacked his phone, which was recording everything, out of his hand. It's the last time James saw the device.
So he grabbed me by the back, slammed me up against the wall in the corner, and he opened up this door to the back, and he was two officers with us, Officer Harden, Officer Sergeant Yates, and
what's going on up in Illinois, man? They got all these kind of problems. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, A nice middle-class black suburb in South Cook County. Sound familiar? Mm-hmm. Sounds familiar. They got a lot of problems going on up there. You know what I'm saying?
He took me in his room, slammed me down on like this little metal plate where you sit at, and he told the two officers to cut the cameras off. And they just started beating me.
That attack, he says, lasted about 10 minutes, where Acting Chief Scott repeatedly punched him in the face and head, while the other two officers looked on and did nothing.
And at any point, did you think this is it?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Is anybody surprised? How many people are surprised by this? Like, the thing that, like, we talk about the laws all the time. We got to get the laws series popping back off. Like, you hear about this nonsense happening all the time. This is like an everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? And again, how we election year, police accountability. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's ask this question, because we was actually talking about this earlier, right? We was talking about the whole defund the police thing. And when we was talking about the defund the police thing, basically what I had proposed is that it sounds nice to go around and say defund the police. But if you say defund the police, all that does is just take away money from the police, and it does not pinpoint exact accountability, or it doesn't give a mechanism of a way to be able to provide more accurate and more targeted police accountability for police who get a little bit out of control. You know what I'm saying? So here's my question. Let's look at this situation right here. This particular situation right here. If the police had been defunded, would it have stopped this situation from happening? And does it help to be able to instill accountability to these police officers? Let me know in the comment section.
I'll be honest with you, man. Especially when he asked the officer to go get a baton, man. I was like, oh, he'll probably beat me to death.
Photos taken after James was released, where he was issued a nuisance-related charge, appear to show severe bruising and swelling to his face, which he says was accompanied with severe headaches. James now being represented by attorney Jed Stone.
This is a horrible thing to do to a First Amendment advocate. It will not be tolerated.
Look, shout out to Patrick. Absolutely not, bro. Let's put this comment out to the jury. Shout out to Patrick. Patrick says, Rob, you think a nano hat would have got the same treatment? Absolutely not. They wouldn't have put their hands on, they wouldn't have touched the nano hat. If you guys agree, what do you guys think? We answered Patrick's comment in the chat. Would a nano hat have gotten the same treatment? Let me know what y'all think.
And they will have to pay.
While not giving specifics, the incident was recently addressed by Mayor Darren Bryant at a village meeting, when he announced that Acting Chief Scott had been relieved of his duties, hinting that footage may soon be released.
So I want you all to brace what may happen in the next couple of weeks. Something might be released, maybe not.
Something like this needs to definitely get out. So, hope, wishing, and praying that no one else will have to go through something of this nature.
Now, CBS News Chicago has filed multiple requests to obtain all the footage surrounding this incident that resulted in the acting chief to resign, including James's video that he owns and the video from inside Village Hall that you own. A spokesperson for the village told us that they have no further comment on this case, referring us to the Cook County Sheriff's Office. That we're going to stay on top of this story. When we get an update, we will give it to you. Reporting in the village of Robbins, Andrew Ramos, CBS News Chicago.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. You know, like when you hear, when we look at the national news and we see the national news outrage, like when we be talking about politics and all that, you gotta take time and think, like, where do these stories end up getting lost at? Where do these stories end up getting lost at? It seems like when it comes to the national news, there's only one kind of story that they really, really, really want to focus on and put the image of out in the ether. You know what I'm saying? And we know what that is.
At 10, authorities have taken down one of the largest auto theft rings ever in North Texas.
We get 7 men in all arrested, multi-million-dollar international operation. We're told that authorities believe involved hundreds of stolen vehicles right here at DFW. JD Miles with the story you'll only see here on CBS News Texas.
These are some of the stolen luxury vehicles seized by North Texas authorities back in March during multiple SWAT raids in Garland and Dallas.
They had, look at these, man. I mean, they had some really nice vehicles that they had stole. Sheesh. They wasn't playing.
These are some of the stolen luxury vehicles seized by North Texas authorities back in March during multiple SWAT raids in Garland and Dallas. A total of 7 men were arrested during an investigation Grapevine police say started last November while examining security.
Now look at that. Now see these two brothers, man. Now they committing crimes. They committing crimes with these people, right? Then when they end up going in jail, them people gonna click up with other people and them two brothers gonna be on their own. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where the thought process be at, like, but these is your peoples, you know what I'm saying? Like, you out here committing crimes with these people. When y'all end up going to jail, those people are gonna go click up with people that do not like you. Y'all gonna be on your own. And yeah, like, if you guys agree, shout out to Iron Will. Iron Will said the two brothers gonna get the most time, guaranteed. If y'all agree that the two brothers will probably get the most time, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, shout out to DC Precise. DC Precise says the same place where they promote and amplify things in the black community. Yeah, facts. Shout out to Iron Will. Iron Will says they get lost amongst other stories because black people getting brutalized by police is business as usual. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Camera videos of a car theft in the parking lot of Grapevine Mills Mall.
So our crime analyst saw a vehicle and said, I think that's the vehicle from another one. And after a lot of hours of investigation, they were able to identify a suspect vehicle. And from there, it just snowballed and their investigation went wide open.
Police were able to recover enough visual and physical evidence from a single theft that successfully tied this crew to $5 to $10 million in stolen vehicles from within the city of Grapevine alone.
Woo! 5 to 10. They was busy. Man, they was busy. They were busy. $5 to $10 million. Man, that dollar amount, they're gonna end up doing a lot of time. You know what I'm saying?
I know that we've had at least 200 vehicles confirmed to be linked to this group. I think we believe there are more, but that's what we could prove.
Dozens of other vehicle thefts from not just Grapevine, but also Euless, Irving, Dallas, Grand Prairie, Addison, and Garland were also linked to the suspects using sophisticated tracking technology and license plate readers. Once police identified one of the suspects. Many of the vehicles targeted by the group were Camaros, Challengers, Chargers, Cherokees, and Corvettes. Authorities say Jose Ramon Perez posted videos of high-end stolen vehicles on social media from inside his garage. Days before a SWAT raid on
I mean, that's that. Now, that lady, that judge was talking about somebody not being very smart. This ain't smart at all. Like, I don't know why anybody would, quote unquote, I don't know why this is even in the same sentence, but quote unquote, think to do that. Why would you do that? I mean, you just sitting up there trying to get caught. You basically putting a giant spotlight on yourself.
High-end stolen vehicles on social media from inside his garage. Days before a SWAT raid on his Garland home, where police had evidence that he may own a Tiger, which he keeps at his residence. Police didn't find a Tiger, but towed away 2 high-end vehicles, GPS trackers, and a gun. According to a search warrant, they also recovered high-tech devices that can reprogram key fobs of stolen vehicles. Court documents reveal that Perez and others in the operation are accused of taking the stolen vehicles to resell to unassuming buyers, and have even been caught attempting to ship stolen vehicles south to Mexico and into other states in the U.S. So how big was this operation?
Huge. We're expecting the case to go federal.
Another raid at a home in Dallas found more evidence against the suspects, who are believed to be responsible for at least 40 auto thefts in Dallas since the beginning of the year.
Woo, man, the case is going federal. They're going to end up, these individuals are going to end up doing a lot of time for, you know what I'm saying, these car thefts. These individuals going to end up doing a lot of time for these car thefts. Shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, we got 33 people watching and we got 43 likes. Let's try to get the likes to 70. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit that bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media.
The arrest may have already had an impact on a crime that is hard to combat.
But I can tell you for our agency in Grapevine, we had 0 auto thefts the month after we made those arrests.
Grapevine police say some members of the group had become more violent and at the time of their arrest had active warrants for aggravated robberies in Richardson and Dallas. They are all charged with engaging in organized criminal activity, a first-degree felony. In Grapevine, JD Miles, CBS News, Texas.
All right, so there's that. All right. So let's take a look at this. All right, hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. We got some model minority action. Let me see something real quick. You know what? We might have to throw this on here. Yeah, we're gonna definitely have to throw that on there. We're gonna definitely have to throw that on there. We got some model minority action here, ladies and gentlemen. We got some model minority action. Look at this right here. How do they always look? Not like it's imperative to always talk about these things and to talk about these things independently, because if it wasn't for us, all these things they would. It's almost, if you pay attention to the views that these type of videos get, like on YouTube and on social media, people actively avoid watching and commenting on this kind of content to ensure that it doesn't get out. They don't want this kind of stuff getting out. But pay attention. If you guys see a video that is highlighting some crime degeneracy that's got some folks like us in it, man, listen, comments and engagement through the roof. Comments and engagement through the roof. 1 million+ views.
2 Chinese nationals are behind bars in East Texas tonight after officers found nearly 20 gold bars in their vehicle during a traffic stop on Interstate 20. The 2 men are now charged with money laundering. Thank you very much for being here tonight. I'm Casey Koviak.
Adam Isaac Ramirez. We begin tonight with KETK's Ashlyn Anderson. She is here to explain how officers made this discovery in tonight's top story. Ashlyn.
Casey, Isaac, nearly 20 gold bars worth about $250,000.
So these individuals, as you guys heard, they were model minority. $250,000 worth of gold bars is what they took. Here's my question for you guys. How do you think that they should be dealt with? What should be the mechanism of dealing with this particular situation? Let me know what you guys think.
Were seized during a traffic stop on I-20 Thursday. Officials today blaming current immigration policies. A shocking discovery made Thursday after 2 Chinese nationals were pulled over by a Wills Point police officer for a traffic violation on Interstate 20 just east of Canton.
He used translation services that law enforcement has available to them, was very suspicious of their activities. So acting on his suspicion, he ran his dog on this vehicle.
The canine alerted the officer, leading to a search of the vehicle. Inside, police found gold bars worth $250,000.
Currently, they're facing charges of money laundering, which is transporting the proceeds of illegal activity.
After the arrest, officials began to work with Homeland Security. Soon it came to light that both men entered the U.S. illegally from Mexico in 2023.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many people heard it? Now, see, this is us. We've crossed over, right? We've crossed over from them folks over there, which is, you know what I'm saying, a little sub-series of Crimecast, right? To now we've crossed into the realms of the undocumented bros. We've now crossed into the realms of the undocumented bros. Now, let me ask you guys this question. We should show Kamala Harris this video, right? Here you go, Kamala Harris. Here go this video. What you gonna do about it? What's Kamala Harris gonna do to fix this, to make sure that this money ain't getting laundered and, you know what I'm saying, these illegal people ain't coming through here? Is she gonna do anything, or is she gonna make it worse? That's a very easy question.
You don't think that the chaos down at the border is not affecting rural East Texas? Yesterday's stop and yesterday's arrest is a prime example of that.
So this story, Mr. Lin and Mr. Chen, their story started with them leaving China and coming here to prey on Americans. It ends right now with us taking $250,000 worth of gold from their organization.
If the money is proven to come from criminal activity in court, it will go to the county and be invested into law enforcement.
The tool of civil forfeiture allows us to take it from the criminals and put it in our budget and use that money to turn around and buy more tools, get more training, hire more officers.
If a court does not prove the gold bars were obtained illegally, the county will have to return them. And until then, both men are sitting in the Van Zandt County Jail, each on a $100,000 bond. In studio, Ashlyn Anderson, K2K News.
So they only sitting in jail on a $100,000 bond. If you ask me, that bond is a little bit light. That bond is a little bit light. Now, check this out. There was an individual that committed a murder, committed a deletion in 2004, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2004, this situation happened. Why are we talking about it today? Well, we're talking about it today because in 2004, when this individual had committed this heinous crime of a murder, nothing ever ended up happening to them. Guess what they do now? Guess what they do now? You about to find out.
And were shot near UC's campus this morning. Police say they responded to the 2800
Shout out to
block
Rogus.
of
What's
Short
good with it,
Vine
bro?
around 8:30 a.m. One victim was found with non-life-threatening injuries at the scene and was taken to UC Medical. The second victim took his or herself to the hospital and is also facing non-life-threatening injuries. That incident is still under investigation.
Justice is going to be served. I don't care if it takes 20 years.
That's the investigator for the Butler County Prosecutor's Office who helped track down this guy, one of Butler County's most wanted. And
all right, now pay attention, right? You see this guy on the screen looking insane. Do this look like somebody that you would be cool with, somebody that you would trust, somebody that you would, you know what I'm saying, be safe with? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This dude looked kind of wild. He looked kind of wild to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, he deleted somebody in 2004. Somehow, the United States them dropped the ball, and this fool them got away and ended up in Mexico. But what's even worse is he ended up in Mexico, and he's sitting up there working as a police officer. Working as a police officer. Who's surprised by this? Who's surprised by this? World-class levels of incompetency. Shout out to Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith said he looked like my uncle. Thank goodness he's not. Thank goodness he's not. You know what I'm saying?
Antonio Reno. He is accused of killing someone outside of a bar in Hamilton in 2004. Investigators and the U.S. Marshals tracked him down to Mexico, where he was serving as a police officer. Of all things, Ken Brown spoke to prosecutors who tried to track him down. He's live outside of Hamilton Police Department. Of all things he could be, Ken.
Yeah, and right now he's actually on his way from CVG back here to Butler County to be questioned by police. It's the U.S. Marshals and the.
I wouldn't be surprised if while he's up here, if while he's back, he mess around and find a way to escape. How many of y'all think that he'll find a way to escape once he come back? If you guys think that he'll find a way to escape once he get back, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't think that he'll escape when he comes back, then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to AW1. AW1's been a member for 3 months. Definitely appreciate it. Make sure y'all show AW1 some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man AW1 for standing on business for 3 months.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Shout out to Rogish. Rogish said a decorated member of the force. Yeah, more like a decorated member of the farce. More like a decorated member of the farce. You know what I'm saying?
Butler County Prosecutor's Office, who's helping to transport him back up here. This took years of searching for him, even more years of paperwork as well to try and get him back here. And now that's happened, and he's going to soon be back here in Butler County in handcuffs. The crime scene tape has long been taken down at the corner of East Avenue and Long Street, just blocks from the Butler County Sheriff's Office. But in 2004, this was the spot where investigators found Benjamin Bacara dead. He was shot in the face, and investigators say the man behind the trigger was Antonio Riano.
He was on the most wanted poster here in Butler County for the better part of 2 decades. I mean, he's had an outstanding warrant. I mean, he's had red notices from internet.
How do you let him get away? Like, it's crazy. Like, they'll sit there and they reading all these notices and stuff. Like, yeah, he had this notice, he had that notice. This dude was dangerous, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? We've been watching him since XYZ. And then, boom, homeboy just got away. How he get away? You know what I'm saying? How did he get away? Somebody make that make sense. Shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate you guys. Y'all know what I'm about to ask you to do. If y'all haven't hit that like button yet, take a moment, hit that like button. That helps us out immensely. Also, if you guys haven't shared the stream, take a moment, share the stream. Do not go anywhere at the end of the stream. Just hang out during the music. It will take you to the next scheduled live stream window. All right. Help us out in that way. Definitely appreciate it. And if you have Discord, we'd love to have you in the Discord. Hit that link that's pinned in the chat.
National Interpol. He's had, the U.S. Marshals will look for him.
The prosecutor's office tells us a dispute in the bar led to the shooting outside. Surveillance cameras on the building captured the ordeal, and in the days that followed, police identified Riano as the suspect and found the murder weapon hidden inside his apartment. They say the only issue was Riano had fled the country and went into hiding. That was 20 years ago.
It's all about catching the bad guy, and tracking him down, because I think he thought he was home free. And that's what gives you the resolution. It's like, poke your head up. I got you.
Once the prosecutor's office located Riano, they spent several years filing paperwork with federal authorities to get him back to Hamilton to face charges.
Working on a case for 6 to 7 years, having to file an affidavit, having to, file a lot of paperwork, having to have witnesses sign affidavits. There certainly was a lot of work that was done in this case in order to get us to this point.
When U.S. Marshals found Riano, he was working at a police department in Mexico.
Shocking. The word is shocking. I couldn't believe it.
I believe it. Like, the thing is, it's just hilarious to me. Like, anytime something like this falls through, anytime something like this happens, for whatever reason, man, like, these people are so baffled, like, they can never believe it. It's like, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe that this happened. Like, are you serious? I believe that this happened. All you got to do is just watch replays on this channel. We got mad records of stuff like this happening. It's not that difficult to believe.
Looked at the photograph. I was like, he's a police officer, in a small town in Mexico.
Antonio Riano is now 72 years old. You saw a video of him being loaded into a police cruiser at CVG Airport. They are currently in transit from CVG back up here to Butler County. We're going to continue to follow this story and follow his court case that will now start with an arraignment at a date to be determined. Reporting live in Hamilton, Ken Brown, Fox 19.
Now 2 minutes.
All right, so yeah, once the court date for that starts, we'll check it out, because I'm sure that will be extremely interesting. That would be extremely interesting. But I don't know if anybody heard about this, but it's been kind of crazy. It's been kind of wild. New York City off the chain. Huge gang bust in the Bronx. They took down a bunch of gang members. They claim it was some drill rappers involved. How many people heard about that? Shout out to my man Win Lose a Rug. What's good with it, bro? If y'all heard about this huge gang bust in New York City, give me a thumbs up. If y'all didn't hear about this gang bust in New York City, then give me a thumbs down. We're about to take a look at it real quick.
An exclusive you'll see only right here on Fox 5.
We were there, and the only TV crew along for what police call the takedown of some of the most violent gang members they've ever seen.
All right, Lisa Evers joins us now with her exclusive look with the NYPD. Lisa.
Well, Stephen, Natasha. Community, very interesting choice of words. Now, you know what else is funny? It seemed like Eric Adams didn't show up to this one. He didn't happen to throw the bulletproof vest on. He didn't throw the Get Rich or Die Trying gear on and show up to this one. Eric Adams didn't. He must have been busy. He must have been stopping some migrants with his bare hands or something. Shout out to my man AW1, the second stream sponsor. Definitely appreciate it, bro. My man AW1 says, yo, Rob, you were funny in the last stream. Yo, I'm glad you enjoyed it, bro. Make sure you guys show AW1 some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for AW1 funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the marching times.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
Definitely appreciate you, bro, for always holding it down.
Look with the NYPD. Lisa.
Well, Stephen, Natasha, we had that firsthand look at
what's going on, man. What's up with it? Like, look at this, man. It's lit. Why is homeboy so hyper? Why is homeboy so hyper? Man, this is wild. You cannot make this up, man. You cannot make this up. How many of y'all want them as your next door neighbors? Yeah, they doing. If y'all agree with the specialist, they doing way too much. Throw some thumbs up in the chat. Yeah, they do. The new you can't tell who the you can't tell which ones is the gang members. It looked like one gang got the other gang in handcuffs and putting them in the back of the car. That's what it looked like. Don't look like no. Don't look like. Man, only in New York. Man, they mobbed up. They out there deep. This is like the beef DVD. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Like the beef DVD, the Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I'm saying? The Pig-Tang Clan. They out there deep. It's broad daylight, man. Like, this is broad daylight. And then this person here, like, what's going on? I don't know where this is at. Like, this. There go a migrant mobile on the ground. You know what I'm saying? The migrant mobile's on the ground. It's about to be bad. It's about to be bad. You know what I'm saying? Brace yourself for this nonsense.
Young men.
Hey, this dude ran fast as heck. He had them Jonathan Majors strides. I know. Shout out to my man Patrick Tyler in the comment section, just shaking his head. Just shaking his head. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Cameron. Cameron said, look at dude's sprint game. Bro, it was lit. He was out like Wile E. Coyote in the Road Runner. Shooting with both hands. The migrant mobile. Shout out to Patrick. You see the migrant mobile sitting there on the side? You already know it's lit. You already know it's lit when the migrant mobile there. Now, this is how they try to tie drill rap into this. The ops and all this, you know what I'm saying, stuff they be doing with the dead people. Okay. Now, see, we gotta this. How many people remember when Eric Adams, you know what I'm saying, tried to come out in front and talk about, like, you know what I'm saying, like, instead of worrying about XYZ, you know what I'm saying, we need to be worried about quote unquote black on black crime and drill rap and all that. How many people remember when Eric Adams said that? Yeah, the lady saying ops, yeah, she wild anyway. She wild anyway, bro. They was cussing her out, calling her all type of B words. She ain't care. She was gonna get her coverage. You know what I'm saying? Now, see, this sets up for an interesting situation, because anytime something happens, even when it's like with just an individual, you know what I'm saying, little packet of people over here, for whatever reason, the rest of the world, and sometimes some of us, somehow associate this with everybody. Somehow they associate this with everybody. And here go the thing. It's not everybody. We shouldn't even have to say this. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that because it is. I'm going to do, like I said, we got the political stuff going on. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I boom, 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 back to back to back to back. I ain't got time to be making videos all like that. You know what I'm saying? We doing the streams, right? So, how many people heard of this live streamer called Aiden Ross? If you guys heard of Aiden Ross, give me a thumbs up. If you guys have not heard of Aiden Ross, give me a thumbs down. Anybody know who Aiden Ross is? He's a weirdo. I think he was involved with Sexy Red. Might have had, like, been involved with, like, Sneeko and, you know what I'm saying, a lot of them weirdos over there. He went to Mar-a-Lago and somehow, as a streamer, was able to just have a personal interview with Trump. How many people saw the Aiden Ross Donald Trump interview? If you guys saw that, throw some flames in the chat. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that because we got to go over that stream. Yeah, he definitely is. He is sombrerito. Nano hat. Absolutely, Iron Will. Because Donald Trump tried to say that him talking to that Black Journalists Association was a quote unquote favor that he did for the Black community. Yeah, that don't work. That don't fly. So Trump gonna have to get roasted for that. And we're gonna take a look at it eventually. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take a look at it eventually. But why am I saying that? I'm saying that because Trump tried to make it like the Black community was rude to him, not just the journalists. And Aiden Ross got on code with him and fed right into that narrative. What I want to figure out is, how do you as a streamer, you know what I'm saying, get access to just have an interview with Trump or any president for that matter? I'm going to just interview you. How do you get access like that? That's my question for you guys. What does it take to get access? These people messing up their life at 20. Now, this individual here, their name is Day. I think she said Day Benz. I never heard of Day Benz. How many people ever heard of this drill rapper called Day Benz? If you from New York, or you know what I'm saying, you listen to this type of music, if you ever heard of Day Benz, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, then give me a thumbs down.
As one of the gang.
This chick 8 months pregnant. She's 8 months pregnant. Like, let me ask you guys this question. I try to get into the minds of people that move like this, and like I try to get into the, you know what I'm saying, I try to understand and rationalize it. How do you make sense of living like this? How do you make sense of doing this kind of stuff? Now, look, I want y'all to pay very close attention, right? Look, the Nano hats own the record companies. They direct the rappers to make this kind of music. Their relatives are lawyers. The lawyers get to prosecute the case, and they get the fee from the rapper to represent. And other family members are judges and own businesses that have stocks in the jails. Now, here goes my question. How should these people, like these drill rappers who are in these kind of environments, how should they get dealt with to where they're not an inconvenience for us? Because they're an inconvenience for us. See, they try to make these people like they're an inconvenience for these other people. No, they're not. We're the only ones not making any money off of these little degenerate rugrats. Everybody else is. And this is one of the reasons why I say criminals are coons. Criminals make a lot of money for everybody else and cause a lot of issues for us. We don't make any money off of this. We take all the negative publicity from this, and we're not even associated with this. But the very communities of people that complain about it, literally there's like 7 different industries and businesses that they pass all of these people through. We're going to pass them through the court system, pass them through the legal system, pass them through the entertainment business. I mean, we talk about, look at this. We talk about passing dollars through the community. How many black people get passed through the community as a form of currency? They're pushing entire people through their community as currency. Here's my question. When is this serious enough to actually deal with it? Don't forget the projects, right? A lot of those people own the business contracts, and you know what I'm saying, the contractors, they get the Section 8 reimbursement. A lot of them have people that, you know what I'm saying, sit on the housing authority, New York Housing Authority, New York Metropolitan Housing Authority. You know what I'm saying? Why is it worth giving up that much of your life, man? Why is it worth giving up that much of your life? I'm telling you, man, I couldn't do it. Now we got some more craziness that's popping off in New York, because New York is just always crazy. It's either in New York or it's either in Florida. A Uber driver ended up pepper spraying somebody. Somebody was acting a fool in the Uber. You know what I'm saying? They end up getting pepper sprayed, which shout out to the Uber driver. I don't know how you pepper sprayed somebody in that little enclosed area and you didn't get any pepper spray in your eye. Must have been pretty skilled, but somehow this individual did it.
First, a Pix 11 exclusive. An Uber ride in Manhattan taking a terrifying turn for the driver. A passenger right there suddenly.
So this is what happened. You guys see this? Look at that. Now, don't look like she was in danger or nothing. She just kind of climbed up through the seat and just pepper sprayed him. And she got it right in his eyes, man. She got it right in his face. What y'all think happened here?
But first, a Pix 11 exclusive. An Uber ride in Manhattan taking a terrifying turn for the driver. A passenger right there suddenly pepper spraying him. The attack caught on camera.
Yeah, this video is difficult.
Hey, did y'all see how she got... Did y'all see how her eyes just start glowing like demon eyes? And look, there's somebody back there with her. Why they letting her act a fool like that? Y'all driving? This dude, she's spraying the driver in the eyes so he's not going to be able to see. And that fool that's sitting next to her just sitting there letting her do it. Man, you better snatch her up and sit her down somewhere. What's wrong with you? Look at her eyes glowing, though. Look at her eyes glowing like a wild animal. Y'all see that? The eyes are just glowing like a wild raccoon.
Uber ride in
Look at that. Hold on real quick. Look at the eyes.
An Uber ride.
Look at the eyes. Look at them eyes.
Ride in Manhattan
Glowing
taking
like
a terrifying turn for the driver. A passenger right.
Look at the eyes, just glowing.
Right there, subtle.
Look at that. Laser, the real laser eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Pepper spraying him. The attack caught on camera.
Yeah, this video is difficult to watch tonight. The victim is speaking out only to Pix 11, and he believes that this was racially motivated, but the woman is denying it. So what are police saying?
So according to this individual, who's this foreign individual who's probably, you know what I'm saying, a scabby, weird, malnutrition, sandal wearing racist himself, you know what I'm saying, says that this crime was quote unquote racially motivated. And I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, like we need to do a whole bunch of hand holding and Martin Luther King quotation, right? Yeah. Okay, sure. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? How is this racially motivated? I don't know what went on here. This honestly looks crazy person motivated. This looks insane. This is extremely messy. This is insane. This is ridiculous. Who wants to deal with this nonsense? Now this individual ain't gonna be able to use the car because you can't go at Uber and pick nobody else up, and you got all that pepper spray residue all throughout the car. It probably was. Shout out to Tedra. Tedra said she thought it was a white dude. It probably was. You know, they be saying stuff racist all the time. Now that's the new thing. Trump said he had to deal with racism. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, you know. Anti-whiteism is what they call it. If y'all haven't hit that like button yet, take a moment, hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't shared, please share the stream. And if you're not subscribed, hit that bell twice and subscribe.
Or Anthony DiLorenzo has the exclusive story.
We obtained and reviewed 3 minutes of dash camera video from a 10-minute Uber ride that the driver says was otherwise unremarkable until it wasn't. It's Wednesday night, nearing 11:30 on the Upper East Side. Uber driver Shohel Mahmood is on the phone, while his passengers, Jennifer Gilbo and a friend, are quietly sitting in the back. Then suddenly, 90 seconds into this dash camera video. What?
See, he don't know what's going on. He should have looked back there and seen her eyes glowing. Right there. Look at that. He said, whoa. Shout out to AW1. That's a good question. I think, I don't know if, I think if Judge Joe Brown had an opportunity, he would. You know, oh yeah, you know Judge Joe Brown can't wait to get in front of Trump and start talking crazy about, you know what I'm saying, about other black people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she got them animal eyes though. So she about to start acting like an animal. And then homeboy about to say, oh Lord help me. Somebody please help me. You know, these Americans, they're crazy.
Passengers, Jennifer Gilbo and a friend are quietly sitting in the back. Then suddenly, 90 seconds into this dash camera video, police say unprovoked, the 23-year-old attacks Mahmoud and pepper sprays him in the face.
Jen! What the
Only mumbling.
So now she says something. Jen, dude, what are you doing? What is she doing though? Yeah, like she just got possessed. Shout out to Cameron, right? What got into that bit? What got into her? Shout out to Tetra. Tetra said she thought it was a white guy. He said, hike. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to AW1. That's what he said. He said, oh my God, hike.
Attacks Mahmoud and pepper sprays him in the face.
Jen! What the
Only mumbling.
out of the two? Get him out. Get him out. Get him out.
In my whole face, it's like burning near the last 2 hours. I thought they're gonna be trying to hijack my car.
We spoke.
Oh yeah, you know he don't like black people. He, you know what I'm saying, one of them Vivek Ramaswamy folks talking about racism. Racism don't exist until some white person spray you in the face with pepper spray. I don't understand. There's no such thing as racism. The only kind of racism there is affirmative action. Oh my God, I got sprayed in my face with pepper spray by a biggie. Like, seriously? Don't y'all think that is interesting how, like, these, when it comes to these people, there's never any such thing as race, except for when something happens to them. Then all of a sudden, racism is real. Martin Luther King Day, y'all. Like, seriously? Yeah, I got to agree with DC Precise. DC Precise says not what's coming into her, or it's not what got into her. It's that demon coming out. Yeah, that demon. Hey, that could be it, though. That could be it. Cameron got a theory. Cameron said he was probably stanking. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, "Here goes some pepper to go with your odor." Like, you know, that's definitely a possibility, bro. I didn't think of that one.
Exclusively with that driver, back to work Friday night.
Her and like the people like her, this is not the right way to treat people.
NYPD officers arrested Gilbo on the scene and charged her with assault.
Why do you do that?
While neither the department or the DA are currently charging this as a bias attack, the Bangladeshi father of three believes it is because of his skin color.
What I figured out, finally see the video, is for
what from the video. Now we gotta do these people the way they do us. We gotta do these people the way they do us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do these people the way they do us. Now, if we watching this, what will make somebody think that it was about skin color? Let me ask y'all this question. How many of y'all think that this was racism? How many of y'all think that this was about skin color? If y'all think that this was racism, this was about skin color, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. Man, they love these type of men. They marry them, you know what I'm saying? Date them all the time. It's nothing because of no skin color. He wasn't in the car with Ann Coulter. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's just in your head. I think it's just in your head. It's in your head the same way that it's in ours. You know what I'm saying?
For my body color.
In a statement, the taxi workers union told us, quote, "This is such a gross, racist, violent attack. The DA needs to prosecute using both anti-hate crime and taxi driver protection laws."
Oh, that's what needs to happen. What about the group of people that experiences the most hate crimes? What about us? Let me ask y'all. Never mind. Let's not go there.
Uber, meantime, told Pix 11 News the young woman has been banned from the app, saying the rider's actions shown in the video are deplorable. Violence is not tolerated. When we reached out to Gilbo for comment, her family...
Right, these are the people like that dude. Shout out to Cameron. Facts. Those are the ones that fought to be white. Y'all fought to be white. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and shout out to AW1. There it is. You see that? Shout out to AB Promotions advocating for that anti-hate crime bill. They advocating for that anti-hate crime bill. Hate crime protection.
He denied it being a hate crime, but had no other explanation. The district attorney's office says that young woman is due in court for an arraignment on that misdemeanor assault charge later this month. I'm Anthony DiLorenzo, Pix 11 News.
So she got a misdemeanor. Let me ask y'all this. Was Jonathan Majors charges that he had a felony? Was Jonathan Majors charges a felony? If Jonathan Majors charges was a felony, let me know. Because if she got less charges than Jonathan Major, that's extremely interesting, don't you guys think? We're going to take a look at this moron, cretin, piece of trash that decided to delete Sonia Massey real quick.
Records show the former deputy who shot Sonia Massey worked for multiple departments in the state of Illinois in just a handful of years. Senior investigative reporter Paula Vassan delves into how law enforcement officers in the state of Illinois are tracked. Paula.
Well, legal experts tell us the state of Illinois has something Missouri does not have, a way to search for police officers to check their work history. It shows former sheriff's deputy Sean Grayson worked for 6 different agencies in the state of Illinois in just 4 years.
Now, why would anybody hire him? How come nobody would ask, well, what led you to get deleted from all these agencies? It's a beast, bro. It's a beast, and it always looks different. It looks different, weird, and offbeat all the time. It's very odd and what do they call it? It's very odd and mechanical. It's not fluid ever. It's really odd and mechanical. If you ever notice, it's what are y'all doing? All awkward and weird. You know what I'm saying? She was moving through the car like a robot, eyes glowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with you? Oh, okay. Jonathan Majors was misdemeanor. Okay.
Well, legal experts tell us the state of Illinois has something Missouri does not have, a way to search for police officers to check their work history. It shows former sheriff's deputy Sean Grayson worked for 6 different agencies in the state of Illinois in just 4 years. But the public website does not show the full picture, revealing hired and separation dates without explanation. State records show 30-year-old Grayson hopped around as a part-time officer at 3...
Hold on real quick. Oh, man.
I shouldn't have said that.
There you go, AB. There you go. Look at all these different police departments that this clown went to. They should have screened this idiot, and he should have never had a job. Listen, when it comes to all of these situations where there's these acts of violence and there's this just barbaric use of force that a lot of these police officers display, most times these idiots have been fired from multiple precincts and nothing has been done about it because these police all work together, and the precincts that fired these people, they do it and they write up the paperwork in a way where the records will not follow or precede these people. How many people have watched the Laws playlist? If you guys have watched the Laws playlist, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, give me a thumbs down. Y'all got to watch the Laws playlist. It'll explain all this.
Small departments. He had a full-time job at a 4th department and worked at 2 sheriff's offices, all of his jobs in central Illinois. We've also discovered he had 2 misdemeanor DWI convictions in Macoupin County. The I-team is working to find out what's being done in the state to prevent officers with potentially bad track records from bouncing around. Industry sources tell us it's the responsibility of the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board to allow an officer to be hired somewhere else. The I-team has reached out to that board for an explanation into how Grayson kept getting hired. We're waiting to hear back. We've also discovered that in general, Sovereign immunity in state law often prohibits negligent hiring cases against state entities like police departments. It means it can be easier for bad hires to slip through the cracks.
If you have a tip for Paula, call 314-444-5231. You can leave a
Shout out to AB. I think she might be she might be Indian, bro. The last name Vasan, I think she might be Indian. You know what I'm saying? Don't let her know you watch this channel. She'll be mad. You know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Hold on. All right. So yeah, so we got another video about this clown and his past. All right. And again, some of this stuff, I think there was a discharge from the military that had came out that we talked about when this had first happened, because I didn't do a complete live stream on this, but you know, we talked about this in pieces and other content, and a lot has come out about this individual. It's just shown that he's real dirty, and this is literally, I think that what people need to start, we need to start basically speaking in terms of reality instead of speaking in terms of what we look to work for. Okay, here's what reality is. Reality is that these people have no plans of changing anything, because all of this corruption are things that they use to maintain power and regulate us. That being said, there needs to be no more expectation of any type of negotiation. The only expectation there needs to be is whatever we need to do to be able to maintain our own safety and power, regardless of what that is. We need to, we've had these circular conversations long enough. The circular conversations are not going anywhere. And instead of sharing the plight or sharing the responsibility or sharing the expectation that something may occur, I believe it's time for us to take ownership of our own destination and ensure that these things either get mitigated or don't happen on our own. Because clearly the other people or the alternative is, one, either not possible or there's no interest in it. And if you ask me, I think it's a little bit of both. So in that situation, the only people that are able to deal with this situation is us. And the first step in dealing with that is recognizing that simple truth, if you ask me. If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
And a Springfield church will host a community healing and listening session, giving friends and neighbors a chance to mourn the loss of Sonia Massey.
The Springfield mother was shot to death by a now fired sheriff's deputy after she called 911 for help. Meanwhile, our Dave Savini has uncovered new details about that officer's past. And Dave, there are serious questions about why he was hired multiple times.
Erica and Joe, CBS News has uncovered notes from one of Grayson's former police chiefs during a reference check for his next police job. It was a warning of the trouble Grayson had already caused. And it doesn't stop there. Another supervisor said he failed to obey orders, especially during the high-speed chase you're about to see.
The red flags and warning signs were there prior to Deputy Grayson firing those fatal shots into Sonia Massey.
So the warning shots was there. So again, like I said, the warning shots is always there. How we know this, right? So I'm gonna ask y'all this question, and I need y'all to answer it for me. And anytime that this question is asked, make sure that you answer it this way. Quote unquote, why does this keep happening? Let me know.
I'm trying to get help.
A woman home alone who called police for help over a possible intruder, but instead ended up with Deputy Sean Grayson.
What?
Grayson, who's now charged with her murder, had a troubled career that began with a stint in the Army, a discharge for misconduct, then followed by more accusations of misconduct.
See, I knew he had something going on in the Army. I knew that he was part of the military. I knew he had something going on in the Army. His Army record followed him into the precinct.
We checked your front yard.
During his time in law enforcement, described as having trouble obeying orders.
We're at the end of 2nd Street. She's taking a right.
Like with what happened here at his 5th police job when he refused an order by a superior at the Logan County Sheriff's Department to terminate a high-speed chase over a traffic infraction, his speed at times reaching 110 miles per hour.
Are you pursuing? I'm about to terminate. She's flying up 121 right now.
But Grayson didn't stop. He did, however, turn off his lights and siren, but kept going anyways until he hit a deer.
Dummy. Like, this dude he's an idiot. And he turns stuff off. You guys know when he was in there with Sonya Massey, he had his body cam turned off too. So, you know, he basically shows that he has a pattern of not really caring about following the protocols. He's not really big on following protocol. Did you see this idiot smack this deer? This dummy smacked the damn deer. He said, "Oh!" Sound like when you die on Street Fighter 2 on the Street Fighter 2 for Sega Genesis. Oh, who is that get beat and sound like that? M. Bison. Oh,
and siren, but kept going anyways until he hit a deer.
Well, I'll definitely be terminated.
Oh man, I always wondered how, like, if somebody read the word smack, it would sound. There it was. That was an actual smack, and then oh.
It, however, turned off his lights and siren, but kept going anyways until he hit a deer.
Shout out to the Honda 666. What's good with you, bro? Did you hear how I smacked the car? That deer, damn, man, shout out to that deer. Man, that deer was made out of iron. I bet you the car crumpled up like a paper. All the airbags probably deployed. Bro, that car crumbled up like a paper bag, and the doors flew off, all the windows broke. That deer was a buck. Like, it was solid. It must have been a moose. You know what I'm saying? It said smack. In 8-bit like a video game.
About to terminate. She's flying up 121 right now.
But Grayson didn't stop. He did, however, turn off his lights and siren, but kept going anyways until he hit a deer.
Well, I'll definitely be terminated.
Listen, shout out to Iron Will. Iron Will said, poor deer. Listen, bro. Look, hey, that deer goes down in history. That deer is a legend. I don't know no deer that ever sounded like you ran straight into an army tank. I've never seen nothing like that before. I've never seen anything like that before where it sounded like you ran smack into an army tank. Like, I don't know what the hell that deer had ate. That deer sounded like it ate like 5 bowls of oatmeal every morning for its entire life and just worked out. Yeah, that deer had to be an elk or something. That deer was solid. That was a Wolverine deer. You know what I'm saying?
I'm up 121 right now.
But Grayson didn't stop. He did, however, turn off his lights and siren, but kept going anyways until he hit a deer.
Well, I'll definitely be terminated because a buck just smacked the side of my driver's side.
Look, and you hear this fool? He just talking normal. Well, I'll definitely be terminated because a buck just smacked the side of my driver's door. Yeah, it didn't smack the side of your driver's door, you liar. You're an idiot and a liar. You drove straight into it like a moron. Like, you see this dude just sitting up here lying? Oh, a buck. Didn't no deer run into your car that doggone hard, fool. You hit the deer. You see how he just sitting here making stuff up? Just like, this is important. Like, he's just sitting here lying like it's okay. I just hit the side of my car. No, it didn't. Look, hold on real quick. How did it hit the side of your car? It can't be in your plane of sight and then hit the side of your car. Yeah, he blamed the deer. Facts. He blamed the deer. This dude actually blamed the deer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll definitely be terminated because a buck just smacked the side of my driver's side door.
Did you violate a direct order?
Now, the thing is that you're sitting there saying that it just smacked the side of your driver's side of your door. Bro, when you take your car to the station and they look at your car, they're going to see like the grill and like the deer and like the residual and all that in the grill. There's not going to be anything on your door because nobody hit your door. Like you a straight up liar. Shout out to Cameron Jones. Cameron said, what happened to the camera though? You know, he turned it off. That's what he do. He turned cameras off. You know what I'm saying?
Order from a supervisor about termination.
Yes, I did.
Grayson was questioned by a deputy chief and other top staff after that crash in Logan County.
Dude.
Hey, he turns cameras off. That's what he do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Patrick, man. Make sure y'all show Patrick some love. Those are flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat from my man Patrick, funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
Get the money, y'all. There's poor people around. I'm rich, bitch. Silence. Silence. I ain't got no money, pie.
Patrick said, Rob ain't no good. He know he'll get a job. Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. He gonna get a job and he go mess something else up with his crazy self.
Agree, before we conclude this, that there's a mountain of policy violations that you committed. 7 months on, how are you still employed by us?
I don't know.
Yet he can.
Now I want y'all to pay. Like, do you see this? The deputy chief is asking him how he's still employed. Like, it's his responsibility to fire himself. This is crazy how these people like just skirt responsibility. 7 months of all these piled up violations. How do you still work here, bro? That's a question for you and HR, not a question for him. Why are you asking him that? Why are you asking him that? He don't know. He don't even know how to follow policy. You know what I'm saying?
How are you still employed by us?
I don't know.
Yet he continued to get a pass over and over again. Even during the Logan County hiring process of Grayson, there were warning signs from another past employer, the Auburn, Illinois Police Department, where he worked in 2022. CBS News obtained these notes from a discussion between the Auburn chief and a representative from Logan County, where Grayson had applied for a new job. It states the Auburn chief said Grayson struggles with report writing, that he was very aggressive with getting drugs. The chief expressed concern that Grayson was too aggressive and that Grayson...
They expressed concern that Grayson was too aggressive. No, I want you guys to, again, all this mountain of evidence. There's always all this mountain of evidence. Mountain to mountain after evidence. Evidence after evidence. Tons of just bad news, bad press, bad business for this dude, right? Somehow, magically, he still got hired. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The non-existent good old boy network that allegedly don't exist. That's exactly what this is. How many of y'all agree with AB Promotions that this is just another example of the good old network, the good old boy network, doing what the good old boy network do?
Posted his drug arrests on Facebook, and the chief called him a bragger and was not great with evidence, left items laying around office.
The entire thing makes me sick.
Sangamon County board member Mark Ayers is on the jail committee that authorizes the hiring of new sheriff deputies. He says he was never informed of any negative notes about Grayson prior to hire, and his background was not shared with the...
Oh, you already know. He skinned it in the car, in the parking lot when he got back to the police office. He put it in the trunk and everything. Shout out to my man, DC Precise. Make sure y'all show DC Precise some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for DC.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the march of dimes.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill.
Shout out to DC. DC said, left one part out. He took the deer home for dinner. Yo, facts. Super facts.
The committee.
I would never bring on someone that had that troubled past or that record.
As we have been reporting, Grayson worked for 6 police agencies since 2020, ending with Sangamon County, where he was entrusted to help residents in need like Sonia Massey. Board members Ayers said he wants changes in the hiring and screening process, along with a background review of all current sheriff deputies. Eric and Joe, there's going to be a lot of aftermath here.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of aftermath. There's definitely going to be a lot of aftermath. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to try to make sure that we follow every little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, Michael R. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, he smashed that deer into chunky soup, bro. Did you hear that? I've never heard it sound like that. And then he just sat there with his old thick, you know what I'm saying, Shrek neck self. Sitting up there looking like Shrek in a police uniform. I guess, it's just thing just ran into my door. Like, you're big, you're an idiot, and on top of it, you're a liar. Like, damn, you dumb as hell and a liar. You don't have anything going for yourself, bro. You don't have, how do you not have anything at all going for yourself? Like, bro, you that much of a clown. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Look at this right here. Body cam video shows the arrest of this particular individual right here, which he got some crazy stuff going on. Body cam video shows arrest of man accused of raping woman rollerblading in Miami Beach. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Sometimes I get irritated. Like, when you know what I'm saying? Like, when we do any, sometimes when the stuff that happens, when it's just too dumb, and that's a lot of times. A lot of times it do just be too dumb. It can get to be too much. I don't know what just happened to the video. Did y'all see that? It just kind of disappeared. It just kind of disappeared. Oh, there you go. Now it's back. All right, here we go. Hold on real quick.
Hollywood police caught up with an accused rapist who was wanted for a vicious attack in Miami Beach. Those officers spotting the suspect while out on patrol, and Local 10 crime specialist Bridget Matter live now with the just released body camera video. Bridget.
Calvin, not only is this man accused of this rape, but he has a very violent and disturbing past. It's Hollywood officers who are credited with spotting him and taking him off the streets. 31-year-old Keith Hill Jr. is accused of violently raping a woman rollerblading in Miami Beach 1 week ago. Hollywood police body camera footage shows the suspect being detained by officers on Hollywood Beach days later. Hollywood officers say he gave them a fake name.
We immediately notified Miami Beach and let them know that we had his suspect in custody.
The search for a suspected rapist came to an end, but the investigation was just beginning. The brutal attack happened early Tuesday morning when detectives say Hill pulled a woman into the bushes and attacked her off the beach walk. The brazen attack was caught on camera, and police used still images from the video to create.
Why now? We got to ask this. We got to roast this dude because you're an idiot. Why would you do this? This is dumb. No justification, no reason for anybody to do this. This dude was short. You know what I'm saying? 5'8". Why would you do this? Somebody make this make sense. Nasty. Nasty. Pulling folks into the bushes. You know what I'm saying?
Create a flyer of the suspect and issue a bolo to surrounding agencies. Sunny Isles police recognized Hill from an encounter at a local park one day before the sexual battery. Then Hollywood officers patrolling the beach would notice Hill on the sand.
Gonna bring my phone? Yeah, we're gonna bring all your stuff.
Hill is on a Dade County hold at the Broward County Jail. He will eventually be moved to face additional charges. He has refused to appear in bond court.
For the record, Judge, he refused.
That was him.
And according to records, Hill is a sexual predator who was previously charged with aggravated criminal sex abuse of a minor. He is a registered sex offender in Illinois that recently relocated to South Florida.
Now, he probably relocated so that people would not be able to find his past record of degeneracy. Bro, you a clown and you're disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Clown and disgusting. They gonna throw him under the jail. You know what I'm saying? Now, shout out to John. Make sure y'all throw some flames, some radiation emoji, some ducks in the chat for John. Shout out to Cameron. Cameron said, I'm not feeling her hairstyle. Y'all feeling her hairstyle? If y'all was feeling her hairstyle, give me a thumbs up. If y'all wasn't feeling her hairstyle, give me a thumbs down. I don't forgot what it looked like already. What it looked like. I'm closed it out too, so I can't even go back and look. Familicide, people do not survive the suburbs all like that. Let me ask you this question. How many times do y'all hear about stories like this happening in the news or in the hood? This is the Chattanooga Daily News. Husband walked into the store where his wife worked, stole a beer, drank it outside, shortly after deleting the woman. So now he done deleted her. That wasn't enough. He went on and just removed her head. I'm just going ahead and take your head off. Why? Why would you do any of this? I'm gonna just go ahead and take your head off. It's taking a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying? It's taking a little bit too much space. We're just gonna move it. We're just gonna take it right off. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take the whole thing off top. Like what? According to court documents, the 23-year-old husband, later identified as Jared, was sentenced to 40 years behind bars after he reportedly deleted his wife, Angie, last year. Okay, so this dude deleted his wife. Now we got to ask this question. How safe are these women? Right? We got to ask that question. We got to ask that question. How safe are these women? Because one of these women getting deleted all the time. They don't survive the suburbs. Yeah, shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Facts. Win Lose a Rug said we got to apply the same rules they apply to us. This is quote unquote who they are. Yeah, same rules. Same rules apply. If y'all agree with Win Lose a Rug, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Mike. Mike says, speaking of hairstyles, Shannon Sharp is viral for flaming a Jamaican's forehead and saying he'd have to catch an Uber to go from her eyebrows to her hairline. Oh, wow. Damn. I got to watch that because I know Shannon Sharp was lit with it, too. You got a big, I know it, Southern accent, big old forehead. I got to catch an Uber. I got to catch an Uber to get from your eyebrows to your hairline. Big old forehead. This mofo got a crazy forehead. Hey, I gotta see Shay Shay with that one. Oh man, I gotta see Shay Shay with that one. Was Ocho Cinco there? Yeah. I don't know if I'd use an Uber. I'd probably take a taxi from her eyebrows to her forehead. You know, Ocho Cinco contributes nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious. So now here says the man reportedly deleted his partner before he did all this, removing her head and dismembering her body. I mean, why the extra? You already have done enough. You've already done enough. You've already deleted somebody. Now, why go mess with them after they gone? Like, you just a weirdo, bro. Prosecutors say surveillance video reportedly showed the man who had just decapitated his wife, calmly walking into the store where she worked, stealing a beer and then drinking it outside. So, you know what I'm saying? He was stressed out from deleting her. So he had to get himself a cold one real quick. The 23-year-old husband will not be eligible for parole until 2043, courts say. The defendant was sentenced after pleading guilty to murder. The investigation process began in January last year after officers responded to a disturbance call. The responding officers reportedly found the couple's home covered in blood. So you already know it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? They got the house covered in blood. You know what I'm saying? They swabbed the murder scene, got the DNA. You're done. What was you thinking? You're done, son. You know what I'm saying? During an interview with investigators, the 23-year-old husband reportedly admitted to deleting his wife. So he went on and told him during the interrogation. He's probably crying too. He's probably crying. I did it. You know what I'm saying? According to the court documents, court-ordered examination revealed that the husband was deemed competent to stand trial. So I don't know why they investigated it. What evidence did they have to say that he wasn't competent to stand trial? I'm going to tell you why they did that. They was already trying to let him off. They was looking for reasons to not have to take him to trial. And up just so happened this dude's sane. Can't use that one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously? Per reports, the DA's office and the authorities never publicly revealed a motive for the deletion, though deputies said they had responded to the home before domestic violence related calls. Friends of the victim allegedly had told authorities that her new husband was a jealous person. So he had those jealous tendencies. Now, see, this is the thing, man. It's dangerous. It's real dangerous. Shout out to my man Aristopat. What's good with it, bro? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well with you, bro. He had these dangerous tendencies. And as usual, as a result of the dangerous tendencies, somebody didn't survive the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Somebody did not survive the suburbs. So guess what, y'all? That's what them people over there been doing. That's what them folks over there been busy with. So I hope that y'all enjoyed them folks over there. Now, if y'all like them folks over there, make sure that you subscribe to the Crimecast channel. If one of the moderators could put the Crimecast channel link into the chat, that would be great. There's also episodes of them folks over there on Crimecast. You know what I'm saying? If you're not subscribed to the other channel, BLR2, make sure that you subscribe to BLR2. All right. If you haven't hit that like button yet, take a moment, hit that like button. After the music plays, do not go anywhere. It's going to take you to the next scheduled stream. And yes, there is a next scheduled stream because I promised y'all we was going to, you know what I'm saying, get some stuff together. So we getting some stuff together. You know what I'm saying? You never know when I'm going to decide to take a hiatus again. Shout out to the stream sponsors. We have 4. I want to make sure that you guys show these people love because, as you guys know, without them, without the Patreon members, it's not possible. Shout out to my man AW1. Make sure y'all show him some love. Shout out to my man Patrick. Make sure y'all show Patrick some love. Shout out to DC Precise. Make sure y'all show DC Precise some love. Definitely appreciate it. Do not move a muscle, and I will see y'all shortly. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all don't talk about demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking about shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on my knee, that's on Kiwi, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that face. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for what feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking about shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking about shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking about shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this light. Hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey.